can't refuse to carry us just because we are foreigners, just because we are black. I was like, am I smelling? This man is like, oh, that he's not moving the car. Hi guys, what's up? What's popping? If it's your first time here, then what's popping? Welcome to my channel. My name is Uche and I'm a Nigerian who currently lives in China. Now, I typically don't make videos like this, okay? Yeah, I love focusing on the positives. I love just, pushing out the positives and sharing positive stories. But this is not such a positive one, okay? So these are things you hear about on the news or you see in movies. Story time about how my friend and I were kicked out of a taxi in China. I was shocked. I was like, what just happened? Like, what just happened? On this day, we're waiting for a cab, my friend and I, and it was a cold winter night. So picture this, we're outside on the road, we are shivering, it's really, really cold, and we're trying to order a cab. My friend speaks Chinese, so probably the Chinese man didn't know she was not Chinese. Because the app doesn't tell you, okay, this is a Chinese or this is a foreigner, or like it doesn't say any of that. It just says this person has ordered and then you go. So when the cab guy came, let's just say come, I want to say come. When the cab guy came to pick us, we entered the car, and typically here in China, once you order a cab and the cab person comes, when you get into the cab, they just confirm the last 4 digits of your phone number. So they just ask you, is this your number, or confirm your number, you call it, and they, we move. So we entered the car. I was not even paying attention to what was happening. I was just cold. I just wanted us to get to where we're going to. I was very hungry too, so I was like, oh, let's just be going, I'm tired, I'm hungry. And then we entered the cab, and then the man turns and he starts fidgeting and acting weird. He's like, where are you guys from? And in my mind, I'm like, huh? I'm like, he said, are you guys from out of town? Now, he wasn't asking where are we from, as by are we Nigerians or this or that, because a lot of cab people, like I have conversations with like taxi people a lot. I don't mind that, right? We just chat, oh, where are you from, blah, 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 stuff like that. But he asked us, are we from out of town? And in my mind, I'm like, how is that your business? Like, what does that mean? He's like, oh, he was speaking Chinese. He was like, oh, are you guys from out of town? Where are you from? And I was like, what does that have to do with you? Like, we don't have to tell you where we're coming from. You're providing a service, right? So you're just meant to take us to where we want to go to, which is on the app. And he asks for, somebody said I said axis. He asks for 14 days. There's something in China that shows where you've been in the last 14 days. So he asks for that, and we're like, no, we're not showing you. Like, we don't have to show you that. You're not, like, I don't understand. You're a taxi man. Like, what is your business with where we have been in the last 14 days? So we are like, we're not showing you where we've been in the last 14 days. That's none of your business. At that point, I was like, what is going on? And he's like, oh, we have to show him. So just this back and forth conversation. We're like, we're not showing you our, it's called like, I can't remember what it's called, but something that just shows where you've been, right? In the last 14 days. So we're like, we're not showing you. You don't have the right to see that, And he was like, oh, that means we're going to stay here. And we're like, what is going on? He was like, yes, that's, I can't remember what he was speaking, but I didn't even know what to do. I was like, what is going on? Like, okay, are you now saying we have, let me not say it out, but obviously So I'm like, is this man saying we have korokini? I don't know what name to give it. I don't want YouTube, because I think if you call it out, YouTube does something to your video. So at this point, this man is like, oh, that he's not moving the car, that we're not going anywhere, that he's not moving the car. And I'm like, why? I'm just like, what is going on? Why? He's like, oh, that he needs to know where we're coming from. He needs to know where we've been in the last 14 days. He needs to know. I'm like, this is not a rule. Like, you don't have to see all those things. And he was like, well, if we're not showing him, then he's not carrying us anywhere. And like I said, this was a very, very cold, very, very cold winter night. Do we look like we have the big C, the Coro? Because that's actually what he was tilting at, but I didn't want to just believe it. So Eventually, obviously, our time is wasting. This man is comfortably sitting in the front, pressing his phone. We get down from the car. My friend is trying to take a picture of his plate number. But I was even like, is there any point? Like, I don't even believe that the app will, punish him or sanction him or whatever. But she was trying to take a video and picture of the man's plate number. Can't refuse to carry us just because we are foreigners, just because we are black. Because if it was a Chinese person, you will not ask the person where they have been in the last 14 days. It's none of your business. You're a stranger. Why would I go around telling people where I've been in the last 14 days, You don't have a right to ask me that. It's none of your business. As we were still standing, trying to assimilate what had just happened, this man gets down from his car and... This is the one that just made me like, obviously, because at first I was like, okay, obviously this man doesn't want to carry us because he believes we might have the Koro, yeah? So, but what now made the whole thing worse was that when he got down from his car, he started airing the car. When, let's say somebody farts and messes up the air, you now start opening your door and your window. It's not funny, but I feel like maybe this is now a coping mechanism for me. This man comes out and starts airing his car. In my mind, I was like, is this man crazy? Like, are we smelling? Oh God. I was like, am I smelling? Is my friend like, why are you airing your car? And when things like this happen, I feel like sometimes I try to convince myself like I'm not seeing well. I've heard something about me before and I told myself I didn't hear well. That's not what I heard, until the person repeated it and I'm like, excuse me. So this time around, I was just trying to convince myself that I wasn't seeing well, because bear in mind, we're still standing just beside the car. My friend was trying to order another taxi so that we can, leave that place. It was cold, it was late, and it wasn't even safe just being out there as two girls in the middle of the night, right? China is safe, but still. So when I saw him airing the car, I was just like, no, maybe he's just checking his car. That's what I told myself, like maybe he's just checking his car. Until, my dear brothers and sisters in the Lord, this man came with sanitizer spray, yeah, and he was spraying it on the handle that my friend and I like, obviously when you're getting into a car, you open the door, right? He literally brought a sanitizer and was spraying it on the handle. That was when I was like, I felt like I was in a movie. Because I'm like, excuse me, is this man spraying sanitizer on the place we opened? Like, oh, I feel like I need to drink water. Oh my God. Basically start sanitizing the handle and basically cleaning his car and ridding his car of any germs and dirt that we have brought. Things happen and it's like, you need time to process. Like, you need time to process and to understand what had happened. So and first of all, also because I was with my friend, maybe if I was alone, it would have hurt me more and I would have been more sad and more like, I just felt whatever I wanted to feel, right? If I was alone. But because my friend was there, I felt like he helped me. Like, at least I could turn to someone and be like, oh my God, what just happened? Is this man crazy? Like, what did he just do? So I was the one who saw the man spraying the sanitizer on the door handle. And I turned, I was like, my friend, I was like, oh my God, this man is literally spraying. She was like, she doesn't even want to look. Like, this is crazy. What just happened? How something like that had never happened to her before. And yeah, this is just the reality, honestly. Like I said, I'm somebody that I don't like bringing negative stuff. I want my channel to be positive at least 90% of the time, and maybe sometimes just sprinkle a bit of the not so good stories for balance, okay? Because this is life. Obviously, everything is not always good. China is not all rainbows and sunshines. We also go through things. There are also very unpleasant experiences, and I just thought to bring this one here. Obviously, at the end of the day, we were able to order a taxi, and thankfully, this particular taxi man was very, very nice. We kind of told him like, see what this guy just did, and he was just trying to like, that the guy is probably from, I can't remember what city in China he called, that they usually act that way. I can't even say if we were chased out or kicked out, because that's actually what happened. That is literally what happened. He literally said he wasn't carrying us. And I don't know if I'll say this happened because we're black or because we're foreigners. I don't know if this would have happened if maybe the person was white from somewhere else around the country and not Chinese. I'm not sure if this would have happened to them. So the man obviously felt threatened seeing us. He was scared, which is sad. Like, if you actually think about it, you know, realizing that somebody sees you and feels scared or threatened, or like they think that this person has the corona. And in my mind, I'm like, it's your audacity. It's your audacity for me, because this thing that you're scared of, in quotes, it broke out here. What does that have to do with me? In the actual sense, I'm the one that should even be scared of you. I mean, like, if we're actually rationalizing it, I'm the one that is meant to be scared. So how have you turned this around to me, a foreigner, a black person? Like, how does this, you know? On some days I'm able to, you know, just shake it off, like just do like this, just, you know, just put it off, and I just move on with my life sharp, because there's no time. There's really no time to keep dwelling when stuff like this happens. But on some days you're just like, wait though, like like why, you know? Anyways, I have a cold. I don't want pity. You guys should not come and telling me sorry you had to go through that. It's fine. It's life. Honestly, it's life. It's one of those things. I'm not taking it personal. I just tell myself that it's not about me. You know, this has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them. And I think that kind of helps me move on really, really quickly. I also want to say, if you're watching this video and you live outside your country, especially if you're coming from somewhere that is predominantly black, you're African, just be strong, okay? See, like, once you're leaving your country to another country, where they're like whites, Asians, whatever, you just have to be strong mentally, because you would definitely experience all these things, and you have to be strong. Also, just try and have a support system. Try and call home often. Have that friend you can lament, because like I said, because this thing happened on a day that I was with my friend, we were able to shake it off like really quickly. We went to where we are going to. Our night continued. But if it was just me, I feel like I might have started thinking about it, like, why did this happen? Oh my God, I can't believe this happened, you know? So it really helps to just take it out of your mind, like bring it out, tell somebody who you're obviously close to and you're comfortable with, talk about it and move on from it. Because if things like this happen and you allow it get to you, and you hold on to it, and you know, you make it about you, like, this happened to me, it's going to be hard for you. It's going to start breeding anger and resentment and so many unwanted feelings that you don't want to live with, right? So that's why I'll just say, try and shake it off, especially if you're not being physically abused or physically harmed. Obviously, when, you know, that's not the case, if it's all these things like, they're wearing their mask, or they're just, you know, they see you coming, you want to enter the elevator and just like they just press it fast so it will go up. I feel like China has made me stronger mentally. I don't even know if that's a good thing. I mean, maybe it is, but I'm like, okay, like, I wish I didn't have to go through all these things before becoming mentally strong, because, guys, share your stories with me below in the comments section. I want to hear if you're somebody that has lived outside your home country. Have you experienced stuff like this? What do you do to cope? What do you do to, you know, just shake off that feeling? How do you feel when stuff like this happens? Do you feel sad? Do you lean into it? Do you make it about you? Like, I just really want us to talk, especially if you're somebody that has experienced this. The truth is that things like this happen all over the world. It's not just about this place I'm in. It happens everywhere. Once you are a black person, the chances of you being racially discriminated against is high. But you know, like, what can I do? It's out of my control. So we just have to keep holding on to the positives. Personally, I feel like my positive experiences in China are more than my negative experiences, and that's something that I'm thankful for. And I think that's why I'm not so particular about pushing out the negatives so much. I try to just focus on the positives because it's just better for me. What feeds my spirit, what helps me going, it's just better. Okay, share with me, what do you do when stuff like this happens? If you're somebody that lives in, outside your home country, what do you do? How do you cope? Do you talk about it? Do you just shrug it off? Just just put it on your shoulder and just just throw it down. You need a coping mechanism. If you're living abroad, you need a coping mechanism because it's not for the faint-hearted. Honestly, it is not for the faint-hearted. Yeah, I'm just going to end this video here. All right, see you guys in my next video.